Hello and welcome to another session. In this lecture, we will discuss about packages and import. So we had seen in the initial Hello World program, we had created a package and then we had used our program. So we can see that packages can be created manually by clicking on our source folder and creating a package. These packages are we will discuss in this tutorial in this lecture, and also the import feature in Java also we will discuss. So the first we'll start with packages. So packages in Java is used to collect and is used to group related constructs together to a single unit. So if there are multiple classes and interfaces, and there are some other features which are available in a particular file group, and in these are related, so we want to group all these related things together to form a single package. So the package is contains all the classes and other constructs. So that is the packages. Now let us discuss about the we can control the access to the particular elements in a package. So if you keep it in a package, it will be not discoverable from other unit of compilation. And packages also are very helpful in organizing our code. We will discuss about the advantages of packages in the next section. And beyond to another thing which we need to understand about the packages is the naming convention related to packages. So packages are named usually following by the inverse of the domain name of the system. So if you have a website name is david.com, we will write the package of that com.david like that inverse domain name. So we will discuss about the advantages of packages in this section. So advantages of packages. The first advantage is makes related types easier to find. So if you group these all types together into a single unit, if you do search for a particular file or particular class, it is very easy to access if it is kept in a package. So we know that a particular class related classes will be, for example, if IO related operations we want to find out a class, so we have to search only in the IO folder, IO package, you will able to find that particular class. The next thing which is we need to understand is advantage is avoiding naming conflict. For example, if we have multiple names, if you keep it in the same package, it will have a conflict. But if other packages are there with the same name, we can have. So it will allows us to have reuse the names, class names, extra, etc. in a much more easier way. So that is another advantage. Next advantage is restricting the access. So through packages we can restrict the access of the our code. Next we will discuss more features of Java packages. Packages contain, to create a package we have to use the package name followed by, for example, if you want to create a package in code, we have to write package name followed by the package name which we want to create as the first line of our pro Java file. So we have to keep the folder structure and as well as the file, the package name. It is usually in IDEs, it is not much a problem because automatically the IDE will generate you the package constructed by itself, so you don't need to worry about that. Next thing which we need to understand about packages is, if you don't give any package and start writing a class, a default package will be automatically created for you, and there are some restrictions to this default packages which will not cover much. Now let us discuss about the import feature of Java. So for example, any programming language, if you want to include a particular libraries which are written in another file, we want to use some construct. So in Java, import is used to bring these libraries and other files from other place to the to our present file. So to do that, we have to write an import statement followed by the name of the fully qualified name of the particular class. This important thing to understand here is, if you want to have use external libraries and there they have, for example, it is in a jar file, then we need to include it into the build path of our project in Java project, and then we have to use it. So that is how we can use the import statement. Next we want to discuss is imports, how we can we can also avoid imports in some scenarios. For example, if we want to only one line we want to write of a particular file or particular class, so we can use the fully qualified name, class name. For example, if an array list is a class in Java, we can use the com.util.array list in order to avoid the import feature of direct import. So we can use the fully qualified class name instead of it. Next, we need to discuss is about static imports. Static import was introduced laterly into Java. Static import we imports static members into our code. So, for example, static members means which are depend upon the class of the particular object class, and it will be static members means it is static to the particular class. So, we will discuss about static members when the static part of the lesson tutorial will come. And for now, let us see the practical for this section. Thank you. Now let us discuss about a program which has an import feature. So here you can see I am importing java.util.array list into the program. In first line you can see this is can be automatically imported by hitting the control space in Java. While writing the array list, we can write controls plus control space if you type, then automatically that particular array list will be imported. And we can see I'm just putting three values into the array list and just printing it out. So this is how we can write import statement in Java. Import statements are very useful to, we need to check the if there is any import which is not working, it will show us yellow color. That means that import is not used by the particular class. If initially if you write some programs, you can see if you import wrongly, it will come into the top. We can organize import using some special keyword keys in Java also in Eclipse, and we have to organize our imports. We should not have unnecessary imports in our code. And now this is it. We will run this program to see the output. So here you can see the output as came. The particular array list will have hold the particular values of the particular orange and apple and banana. These three values have been printed. Thank you for watching. Now we'll see then another example. Now let us see a program for static import in Java. Here you can see I am importing a static member, import static, and followed by the particular name of the particular field which I want to import. We can use the star operator to import if you want to import all the static members to a particular file. We can use that also. And here we can see that I am just printing the particular static member value, and also I am printing a random number. A random number is accessed using the class name. Methods cannot be the static methods cannot be accessed like without their class name. So we have to use the class name. Now let us see the output for this. So here you can see the both the values has been printed, and the pi value is printed as well as the value of the random number is printed. Thank you for watching. Now we'll see another program. Now let us discuss about a program using the fully qualified class name. So here you can see I am importing a class called as array list, and in this array list I am using the fully qualified class name. So your java.util.array list. So the util is a package in which array list will be a class, and here I am importing the particular class, and after importing the class I am adding the particular three values into that particular value into the class. So that the array list is a data structure which is very useful. We will discuss about array list when we go to the collection lesson. For now we will think like it is a data structure which will hold some values. So here in this example I am putting three values into the array list, and I'm just printing out the values to show you that how the fully qualified class name can be used. Here you can see there is no import for this program, only there is a fully qualified class name. So thank you. Now we will see the output. So the output has came, whatever value is put in the vehicle array list, it is been coming out. And now thank you for watching this session and this lecture. And in this lecture we are going through the different types of imports. And in this imports, we can see that it is very important to know that imports are very important. It allows other classes to be used in our code. It allows other libraries also to be added, and we have to use import statements if there is some errors in our code. Sometimes if we import a particular class, the error will go. So we have to understand about imports. Now, thank you for watching this video. I will come with another lecture. Thank you.